Our guests today are a police officer and a military veteran. First, I want to welcome to the program Thounaojam. Forgive me if I don't say the name properly. That reflects my North Indian bias and ignorance. Brinda, Thounaojam Brinda, has been a police officer stationed in Manipur. Thank you, ma'am, for joining the program. And also joining us is Major Dr. Muhammad Ali Shah, who has also served as a soldier in and on the ground in Manipur. Brinda, ma'am, if I may start with you. You are somebody who was born into the Meitei community, but today this is a time when even police officers, even those in governance, are identifying themselves by their ethnic identity first. Today, as you speak on this program, today, as you speak to the people of Manipur, do you identify as a Meitei Manipuri? Do you identify as a Manipuri? How do you identify yourself?
I am a Manipuri belonging to the Meitei community.
And how do you feel about everything that you're seeing happen in your state?
It's for me, what is happening in Manipur has been the worst nightmare that a patriot would ever have. It is the worst nightmare. It's very tragic, and it's very unfortunate that we allowed this to happen and to come to this stage. Sad.
You say it's the worst nightmare that a patriot could ever have. When you donned the uniform of a policewoman, you were not taught to think of yourself as a meitei or a kuki. You just thought of yourself as a police officer. Today, we are seeing units of governance, units of administration also split along ethnic lines. What would you say to your people today? And I mean not just the Meitei community, but also to your friends from the Kuki community.
See, people from all the communities have suffered from bad governance, from partisan politics. These last over 7 decades. We are fighting because we are suffering. We are suffering, then we should come to a common agreement as to what is the real cause of this suffering. The real cause of this suffering is misgovernance and bad politics for the last many decades. In this, we have to identify the common enemy of the people of all the communities who are keeping us divided, who are keeping us ignorant, and who are destroying us at the same time. Now we are destroying each other. So what I wish to put to all the communities, to all the people of Manipur who wish to bring a better Manipur and improve our lives is that we identify the common enemy and we bring an end to that so that we have the desired peace and the harmony. And in that, we should learn to be a Manipuri. We should learn to love to be a Manipuri, think of Manipur and how to exist together and make her glorious. And after that comes our ethnic identity. Because it is she who has given us everything.
Yeah. It is she who has given us everything. Who is this common enemy? Well, we lost Brinda there. The internet, of course, is spotty in large patches of Manipur. I'm sure she'll be able to reconnect. But Major Shah, she said, there she is. Brinda, ma'am, you're back with us. Who is this common enemy? Who is this common enemy?
The common enemy we have to look. People are crying for deprivation, for lack of essential these things, services and commodities, from corruption, from drugs, from misgovernance, from everything. Who is responsible for this state of affair? Administratively, it is our MLAs and the ones who form the government. The government is administratively first in line responsible for our present state of affair. So it has to be the common enemy. It is making us fight with each other instead of fighting the real problem. Why silent for the last 62 days? Why not a single word that can satisfy the general public? Not a single step that can satisfy the general public? Where have they been? We should identify the common enemy and then we will come to a common solution for this common problem that can highlight all of us, irrespective of which community we belong to.
I think that's the most, yeah, I think that's a very powerful statement that you've just said. You've said this can annihilate all of us. This can annihilate all of us in Manipur, irrespective of whether we are Meiteis or whether we are community, whether we are Kukis. And I think that there have not been enough voices that are transcending the divisions between both communities. Major Shah, as someone who has served in the state, who looks at the state as your own, though you're not from Manipur, unlike Brinda, what do you have to say about what's happening?
Barkha, firstly, thank you very much for having me on your show. It's an honor to be on your channel, and you are one of my favorites, I would say.
Thank you,
You
sir.
always believes in giving sensible, mature reporting all the time. Now, as you said, I'm not from Manipur, but I would slightly differ from there. I am from Manipur in the sense I would call Manipur my second home. And I would like to tell people from Manipur who are listening to me, I Nanganungshi Manipur. So the very fact is, I being an outsider, people from Manipur would call me a Mayank. That's the term used for an outsider, but my heart is from Manipur. And when we say that, okay, like you ask Brinda ji, like how do you identify yourself? A Manipuri lady, a lady from Manipur, what? How? So I was speaking to a very dear friend of mine. I have friends from the Meitei community and the Kuki tribe and the Naga tribe and the Tangkul tribe and from Paites, from Pangal, from all over. In fact, from Northeast, my best friends are from the Northeast. And I would like to say one thing, that my experience from serving the Northeast is the most principled. The people are from Northeast. The most trustworthy people are from Northeast. They keep their word. They don't let their word down ever. I have had beautiful experience over there, and it pains me no end when I see a beautiful state like Manipur burning and going so bad. Where else will you find floating islands on a lake, Lake Loktak? Where else will you find principled people who are really actually so good? So my heart actually bleeds for Manipur. That's why I say I am from Manipur. Now, when I say this, I can vouch with conviction for one thing, that I know Manipur better than I know my own hometown, in fact. So you can find my affinity towards Manipur. And when I see both the communities fighting, I feel very, very bad, because I was there on ground in Manipur in 1997 when the Thadao speaking Kukis and the Kuki Zomi community, they had a very bad ethnic clash. One of the largest in Manipur, I would say. In fact, it was bigger than what we are witnessing now. And ultimately, in 1998, the Mizos had to step in to come for a peace agreement. And then in 1998, a peace agreement was signed when a bull was sacrificed from both the sides, and they hugged each other. Now, Barkha, I'm seeing one thing. A peace committee of 51 members was formed by the state government, where there were 25 Meiteis, 11 Kukis, 10 Nagas. Now, my personal belief is there are a lot of, as I mentioned what Mayank is, there are a lot of people from outside Manipur who know Manipur well. In fact, they are former chief secretaries, they are former general officer commanding, they are former DGPs, they are former officers who know Manipur very well. We should utilize their services. And they have been former governors of Manipur as well.